I just want to give a shout out to Christina Applegate.
Woo! Yeah! All right.
Fuck yeah!
All right. Welcome to VoidCast episode 2.
Number 2.
We're starting things off a little bit crazy. We're going to get a little controversial in this episode and see where that takes us.
Well, not really.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Maybe.
We'll see what we get into today.
Maybe.
Yeah. How's everybody's day been going?
They can't hear us.
Okay. What?
Yeah,
All right.
we can.
As always, I'm your host, Nico, because I've taken that role upon myself now. I got Lou to my right, the singer and guitarist of Down the Void, and Nick to my left, the bassist, and I am, like I said, Nico, the drummer.
Say your name
Down
again.
the Void, Nico. So what are we getting into today, boys? I think we're going to talk a little bit about, first off, to start, let's talk about pay-to-play shows in the music industry. You guys got any input on that, or you want me to start fucking wailing my heart out about it?
Trash. They are trash.
Yeah, so like let's get into it a little bit.
They're ruining like gigs.
You start off as a band, and what's the first shows that you often get? Often are pay-to-play shows, which is whatever. When you're first starting off, you don't really understand the whole like music industry and the whole show industry.
Well, not even that. When you're starting off, you also have like family and friends that are dying to see your new band. So it's not bad selling 20 tickets at a certain price. More tickets, better set time, that kind of stuff.
Well, let's give an example. Our first shows we played were with a company that I won't mention, but they were a pay-to-play kind of company, and the way they worked was you had to sell, the amount of tickets you sold determined what kind of time slot you were playing in, and obviously...
And it was a minimum of 25 tickets.
Yeah, and there was, I don't know, probably 15 or so bands or musicians.
Like 18 acts.
Yeah, about 18 acts,
Wow.
and it went on for...
All day.
Yeah, well, no, from 5 or 6, I guess. And but yeah, so the more tickets you'd sell, the better time slot you'd get, and obviously you'd want like an 8:30 or 9 o'clock set time, so you can have the most audience there for your show. Now, as a starting off band, I think that's fine to do as like a first show kind of thing, but once you start getting into being around for a little bit longer, it kind of gets a little bit shittier, just because you're trying to do more as a band, but you're not into, paying to play for the show itself.
Well, yeah, because there's a lot of times where these promoters will come up to you and they'll say, like, there's some where it's like, okay, you got to sell this much, but if you don't, that's okay. Like, you know what I mean? It's just more because they got to pay the venue, which is fine. But there's the shows where they try to make it like a competition, where they're like, yeah, well, you got to sell this much tickets. And like us, we had a problem with that company because we went all the way to the finals with that company, and we couldn't sell. I think it was like 50 tickets or something.
Yeah, so let's give a little more backstory to that.
Yeah. The problem with these pay-to-play shows is they get you. It's a competition. You're gonna win something, or it's just a showcase. But if you do good, we're gonna put you on another show.
And then you have to
and
sell
they make
more
you
tickets.
sell more tickets, and then more and more. So we started with 25, then it was 35, then it was 50, and we only sold I think like 45 or something.
Yeah, and
we didn't have
seriously.
money to put in an extra 5 tickets. I'll never forget the guy said to us, "Well, we're gonna have to cut your set time by 15 minutes," and we're like, "So we only have 15 minutes to play?" He's like, "Yeah, it's only fair to the other bands." I'm pretty sure we told him to go fuck himself.
Well, yeah, the thing that I don't know. Because they do get good venues. Like,
and he still wanted the money. Remember, he still wanted us to drop off the money.
I know. He still wanted us to come drop off the money, and he was, yeah, we'll figure something out. No, that's not how that works. I mean, and it's good because they do get good venues. Like, again, the company that we worked with for the first few shows that we did.
Mod Club, Revival Bar.
They got the venues were the Revival Bar and the Mod Club in Toronto, which are pretty good venues, especially for starting off bands. I mean, the Mod Club holds probably 1,500 people or so?
I don't think that many.
No, I think maybe more.
something
man.
like that.
Even like 2,000.
No
it's
idea.
a big club.
No idea.
And the Revival Bar is a little bit smaller. I think Revival Bar is like 500 to 700 or something, which is still for a band who's playing their first show, that's pretty good. But it's just the fact that they try to like scam like new artists and stuff out of. Like we did those shows, and the first one we sold like 80 tickets or so.
Yeah, we got
which
like,
is
all
cool.
our friends, all
Yeah.
our family, everyone was pumped.
And we
to come
did that
see us.
for a 25-minute set. We got a good time slot, but we didn't get any money from that.
Nope.
No, you don't receive money from
Apparently,
those.
what
That's
they
all
said,
just
no, what they
exposure.
said to us was after 40 tickets, you get half of the money.
I
For
didn't
the
even
other
think they said
80. That's
that.
yes, they did. They said at that little weird meeting we had to go to.
Yeah.
And then when we asked them for the money, they said they'll tack it on to the next show. That's how they get you.
What do you think the best way to book shows are for like a new band?
With other bands, like just get in
Yeah.
contact. Like whenever you play a show, get the info from the other bands that you like, and say let's set up a show. And that's it. And then you know what? Like either you set it up or they set it up. It's very easy. There's a lot of bars that don't charge you to play there.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of bars. Yeah, not all of them will get like a sound guy. They might be like, well, it's $100 for the sound guy.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, you get bands that you know are gonna bring people out, and you charge people at the door. Charge them like $5 at the door. You pay the sound guy, and then you split with the other bands. Like
I agree. I think networking is one of the biggest parts of getting a shows.
yeah.
We played something called the Fringe Festival in Windsor, which was kind of like
It's the same thing as pay to play.
yeah, it was a pay to play.
We didn't know that.
We didn't know that until we drove all the way down to Windsor, which is about a 4-hour drive for us.
Yeah, we had to pay $200 to play.
Yeah. And we get to the venue and they're like, "Oh, did you sell tickets?" And we're like, "The fuck did we sell tickets? We're from like Toronto. Who the fuck's gonna drive down to Windsor to go see fucking this
Yeah,
show?"
we thought it was a real like festival.
Yeah.
Like, it was
And
a battle of the bands.
we were surprised that it wasn't, but I mean, whatever, that's okay. But what I'm trying to get at is we ended up going to this show and we met a band called The Stroll who isn't around anymore. They've separated into two different bands. But just from meeting them, I mean, we played
Like,
several shows in
yeah.
Windsor after just from networking.
and we
with them.
brought them up here.
Yeah, we brought them up here for them to play in Toronto with us a few times. But like small things like that are like really good.
Like,
So-
I don't know. I feel like when you first start out, you might have to do one or two pay
No,
to
of
play,
course.
You have to.
but shouldn't be the case. Like even like Reverb Nation, like I don't give a shit. I'm gonna say their name
Well,
because they're like that too.
Yeah.
Where like they are good. Used to be good. They're good to get your band out there to make connections. But like if you want to play on a festival, you literally got to keep pumping money into it, and then that's how they pick you. They don't pick you based off your stats or anything.
They just pick you.
Well, actually, your stats are based off how much you pay. Like the more premiums you buy on it, the higher your ranking goes into it, and the more you're likely you'll get picked for stuff.
I think that whole thing is just bullshit.
Yeah, it's a scam. It's not right. It's not. It's taking money away from an industry that already has like no money in it. Like the only people that make money is if you're like at the top. If you're not at the top, you might be making a living. Like you might be, but it's very rare. Like guys in our position, like all the bands that we know, they all have jobs.
Yeah.
Everyone has a job. That's no one that we know is like doing this full time
Yeah.
because you don't make money. You can't, especially in the climate that we're in now. It's like Canada is like hard. Toronto's hard as shit to make money at shows. Like half the bars don't even want you there
Yeah.
unless you pack the place.
Yeah.
Like it's
That's all they're
it's ridiculous.
expecting.
I'd say that you do kind of have to start off playing
Yeah, you
pay
have.
to play
I know
shows,
you have to.
but
saying it's,
I mean, with exceptions, like if you have buddies who are in bands already,
yeah,
who you know are playing shows and stuff, like they'll throw you on a bill as soon as you're kind of ready to play a 30-40 minute set or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But that's like special like case. You already have to like kind of have a small network of friends and bands and stuff to begin with. But yeah, like if you're not really ready for that, then you kind of have to do pay to play shows just to
Just to make
get
those
your foot in the
contacts.
door. Yeah, exactly.
Once you get contacts, then you can start like going like doing shows that might pay you.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, you have to pay to play at first.
Nick, fucking speak up,
Yeah,
okay?
speak
we can't
up, man.
fucking
We
hear
can't
you,
hear you.
alright? Shit.
can't hear you, man. You're sort of softly spoken.
There you go. Fuck Christ.
Eat the mic, buddy. Eat the mic. It's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. The music industry these days, like for shows and stuff, are pretty rough. But as long as you can kind of do a few shows here and there to get your foot in the door, meet some new bands and stuff like that who you can work with, and like you'll kind of be
What are
cruising.
you
from
know?
there.
What, here's a good question for you. What are some essentials a new band should have
What do you mean by
for
that?
their like? What's something that's most essential that they have for their first show?
Some musical skill.
No. Like something to bring with them. I have an answer.
What?
So I
What do you
want to see
mean?
what you guys say. Like to help them with networking or just promotion of the band. Like what's one thing that they should have that we didn't have when we first started, and we only got later on after someone told us about it.
Okay, I think I know where you're going with it. I'm going to say something totally different because I think it's crucial too. But like, if you're going to play a show and you want to network and stuff, if you have like rough burned CDs or like albums or something that you can give a band to show them what you're like, I think that's really good. And another big thing too, which people don't really like think about too much and stuff, but like if you go to a show and like if it's, you know, if it's a show where you kind of get a vibe, you shouldn't be doing this, don't do it. But a huge idea that's like pretty beneficial is if you go to a show or a festival even and you're listening to bands and stuff and you're having a beer after and you're hanging out with some people or some random people at the bar, not a bad idea would be to give out some CDs to those people and stuff just so they can kind of, you know what I mean? If they're at a show.
No, but I'm talking about like new band.
Yeah.
Like real
New bands can do that too. If you can get a rough demo cut, you could just give those out to people too, even at shows, at festivals, wherever you want, just to kind of get your name out more. I know there was like a few bands who did that when they were first starting out, and it you know, let's be honest, you're going to get people just fucking taking them and then tossing them in the trash 10 minutes later. But for the fucking 10 people who do listen to it, that's cool. Like if those people become fans, then you got 10 new fans that you didn't have an hour ago. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say business cards.
Yeah, I know you were.
No, but it's true. Like business cards are crucial. Every time we meet someone new and we want to network with them, they either say, "Yeah, give me your business card," or "Add me." And the adding's like is usually you're drunk in the moment and you're like, "Yeah, I'll add you," and then you wake up the next morning and you're like, "Who the fuck was I talking to?"
Well, social media alone is like the biggest business card you can have.
But that's why you put all your socials on it. For all the new bands, you get a business card. Go to Vistaprint.
Yeah.
Right? This is not sponsored by Vistaprint, but go there or go to one of those companies and get business cards. Put your logo on one side. Put all your info on the other side, like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, website, email.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then
just
hand
to
them
get
out to
your-
other bands.
Just to get
Like
your
even
name
if you
out
go
there.
watch a band and you see them after at the bar, just give them your business card.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt, and they're cheap. And but at least like with the CDs are a little more expensive. So if someone throws a business card out, who gives a shit?
Well, it depends.
Yeah.
If you go on Kijiji and you find 200 shitty CDs for $10, and then you just stick them in your computer and burn your songs onto them, it's not that expensive. Unless you're going to a studio and actually cutting a rough demo, then it's like, okay, then you're gonna be paying a little bit more money. But what about you, Nick? You got any insight on what new bands can use kind of as a good promotion?
Yeah, definitely social media. Fucking
Yeah, but that's a given. Everyone knows you got to do social media.
yeah. You just gotta get contacts, man. You just gotta fucking go out and play as many shows as you can.
Well, back to what we were talking about, like the pay to plays.
Yeah. Well, anything. Just get your fucking.
I don't know. My problem with that is like it takes away, because like you have good bands, good musicians, like, good rappers, any genre really
Yeah.
that they want to play, and they'll put all this money into it, and they don't realize that they're not really getting anything out of it. Like they always say, "Oh, we got industry professionals coming in." Industry professionals.
Like that's when you have.
They
to
don't have shit coming in, man. They have nobody. They have a guy who used to intern for a company that used to intern for another company.
I
You know what
remember,
mean? And then he pretends like he's fucking industry guy, and he has free beer, and he gets hammered, and then doesn't even listen to the bands.
Yeah.
We had that where they fucking remember they brought us upstairs.
yeah, I was
They
about
were
to say that.
hammered.
Yeah.
They were hammered.
They didn't even know who was who
They
in the
didn't
band.
know who played what instrument, what band we were. They
didn't
gave
watch
us
shit.
random advice that sounded like generic that they just gave to everyone. They were fucking like wasted. And when we asked them, I'm pretty sure one of us, I think it was you, asked them like, "Oh, who you guys work for?" And they're like, "It's confidential or something."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, because you work at fucking one of the bank down the street or something. This guy's your buddy and just came up with fucking
I think
show.
my favorite thing with that, I don't know what the dude's name was or who he was from or whatever, but it was this dude who looked like a prick just to begin with. And I remember I asked him, I was like, so what can we do to make ourselves better? Because all he was doing was like criticizing and, oh, you guys were good, but you got to do a little bit of this, that. And so I asked him, I was like, so what can we do to do things like better? And he like looked at me and he's like, well, if you're going to be singing, you got to, and playing guitar, you got to be doing this, and that. And I'm like, I'm the drummer. And he just kind of had this face of like, oh yeah, I knew that. Like, yeah, totally, bro. And I was like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, they don't fucking care.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of these pay-to-play things are fucking scams. Where we got industry professionals coming out. You're going to play this one. You're going to be big. We're going to make you famous. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, we won. How much recording time did we win off that shit? And we never, ever saw it. We got like 16 hours of recording time at like a top studio downtown. And we never got the voucher. Emailed them for it. Never heard back from them. I emailed the studio. Studio's like, well, what the fuck you're talking about?
Well, that's the,
Wow.
that's the thing,
Like,
too. You gotta understand how much money they're making off
They're making a stupid
these
amount
shows.
of
Oh,
money.
yeah.
If you're selling tickets for $20 a pop,
And you give them
and
80 tickets
they have,
that one
they
show?
have what, like, let's just say 15.
10 acts times 20 tickets times $200.
If everyone sells a minimum
that's
20,
wrong math.
Yeah, you're not good at math.
if everyone sells a minimum 25 tickets, fucking, how much money is that?
They're making fucking
They're making
stupid
like
money.
at least
Few
10
grand.
G's.
Yeah.
At least 10 G's.
And how
Off of
much
like
does
10
everybody else
bands?
make? Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. And you can't sell merch at their shows a lot of the time.
Yeah, you can.
No.
No.
They
No.
won't let you sell merch.
Nope. You got to give them commission.
I mean, it depends
No.
what company you're going through and, like, who you're
Some of them might.
doing these pay-to-play shows with. I mean, the whole, like, show industry as a whole is pretty fucked. Like,
You got to find good promoters. That's
you,
the problem.
You got to find good promoters.
You have dedicated
Like we have
promoters.
a few promoters we know that are good, that we
Yeah.
know that they're good for the shows. Like we go to the shows, like even the ones that like where we have to sell tickets. It's not a pay to play show. It's just you got to sell tickets because you're an act and we got to pay the other act.
Yeah.
But you go there and there's like a fucking 150 people in the crowd,
Yeah.
like new people. So like it's actually worth it.
Either that or fucking what they never do is split the like give us a percent of the bar type of thing. No fucking
Yeah, 'cause
bars
that
ever
doesn't
do that.
happen anymore.
There was like one show we've done where they did that.
Like
think it was
that's
at-
the only way you'll make money,
It
really.
was at Cherry Colas, I
Like
think.
that's-
No
Yeah.
cherry colas.
Yep. We played with Artificial Alien, and they split the door, and the bar gave them a percentage, and they split that percentage. with
That's
the
the
fans. Yep.
only way.
Wow.
I mean, it wasn't a lot, but it was still like a little bit of money for
Like
everybody.
the bar is paying for you to like. Well, not really. They're
Well,
not
no,
really
'cause if
paying
you-
anything.
A lot. What they used to do back in the day was they would be like, okay, we'll split the door with you and we'll give you a percentage of the bar, because they were expecting the bar to be packed that night.
Yeah.
So then they would, then the bar would usually let you keep the full door, and they would just keep all the stuff for the booze.
They shouldn't do that though.
Still making money, but you don't even get that anymore. Like you don't. It's I don't know. It's kind of fucked. Like it's really hard to get shows.
Yeah, I agree. No, I'm saying
yeah,
watch
once-
your foot. You're stepping on the cables.
Once your
You
name
gotta
is
plug
out
all
there
our
though,
shit.
and then you start like getting shows through like promoters, like legit promoters, that's when it starts getting good.
Yeah. Anyways, we should move on from this. We've been talking about this shit for the last 20 minutes, unless you guys have anything else to add to it. Basically, what I'm saying is the whole premise of this wrapped up into one piece.
You're gonna get fucked. Try not to get fucked too much.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Try not to do as many pay to play shows as you can. It's fucking rough for any band.
Take a shit situation, turn it into a good one by networking.
Yeah. Do a few, find a few bands, network with them, set up your own shows. It's not hard. Email some venues, get in contact with venues and shit. They want you to come and pack a house. So go play a show, pack the house, make a lot of money for the bar, make a lot of money for yourselves, and have a fucking good time, okay? That's it. Thanks.
Fuck. That's easy, man. We should do that.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, maybe one of these days we'll start a band.
Ah, shit. So, Nick,
Yo,
question for you.
what's up?
What are your thoughts
Mhm.
on marijuana?
It's great.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think it's great?
'Cause it makes me feel good.
Do you know it's great?
I'm sorry.
Are you on drugs?
Am I on drugs?
Are I on drugs?
Yeah.
Are you on drugs?
No, I'm not on drugs.
No.
I'm cutting this whole bit out. Just letting everybody know.
Yeah, good.
This is fucking stupid. I don't know what we're talking about.
That's. You don't know what we're talking about?
Why the fuck are we talking about drugs?
I don't know.
Okay. So,
Drugs are bad, okay?
all right. Well, we're not cutting this out because we don't have the technology to do that. So this stays in now. Yeah. I thought you were going to segment into the next piece. You're not going to do that anymore?
I completely forgot.
You talked so much about how you had a great segment and you
Oh, I do.
wanted
Hold on.
to
Have
do
you,
that.
you guys
Okay,
saw,
yeah, let's
you guys-
restart from here,
you
okay?
guys-
What's going on?
You guys saw that video from NASA?
Oh, you what video, dude?
Anyways, you guys
Wait,
saw that,
what?
you see that video from NASA?
Yeah, I've seen the video from NASA.
What's it called? We're Going?
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Yeah, it's a little bit fucked up.
Absolutely
Basically,
terrifying.
If you haven't seen this video, what they're talking about is that they're going to, what was it, the moon? They're going to the moon in like 2020 or something, 2024 or something like that. No.
They're going to the moon to set up a base and another lunar platform that orbits between the moon and Earth that they're going to use to send people to Mars.
Yeah.
And they're also going to make like bases on the moon.
So the moon is the checkpoint to
Like
get
this
to
is
Mars.
from NASA. This is on NASA's YouTube account. It's probably what, a month now it's been out?
No, yeah, a month and a half. The when you're watching it, the first glimpse you get is like, wow, this is pretty cool. And then when you kind of realize what they're really trying to get at is like terrifying, because they're basically
We
saying
fucked up.
the Earth is like fucked, and we're gonna go try to make the moon like livable so that we don't all die.
Yeah, because they said they have the drills that go in and they pull the ice out of the
Yeah.
lunar surface and turn it into air and drinking water. They're basically saying like, yeah, we fucked up here really bad, so we're
Yeah, we're
going.
moving.
We're going.
We're
We're all
moving.
going to the moon, but you're not
I don't want to
invited.
go. We
Yeah,
gotta go.
But you're not invited. That's basically what you're getting.
A really cool thing that came out of that, and I don't know if it was like related or, I mean, it has to be related in some sort, was like that King Gizzard song, Planet B. Like, again, same thing. First, like, listen, all you think is like, wow, this is a pretty cool song. And then you kind of start thinking to yourself and realize like, oh shit, they're basically saying that like in the song, Earth is fucked and like there's no planet B, as in like, you know, quote unquote letter B. So that's kind of,
Oh yeah, here I'll read you some lyrics.
yeah, all right.
All right, what does it say? Low on meals, browning fields, bury children,
Oh my.
Okay.
urbanization, scarification, population exodus. There is no planet B. Open your eyes and see.
Yeah. And I mean, that's real.
That's
like,
that's heavy shit.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
man.
like, the more you think about it, the scarier it is. And like, I've been hearing from friends and like family and people that there's this like, I mean, you guys know like PTSD kind of thing, right? Like, you know, you go to war, you come back.
Post-traumatic stress
Y-
disorder.
Exactly, right? You go to war, you come back, you're kind of fucked up because like the shit you've seen and the shit you've been through.
Yeah.
There's now this thing, fuck, what's it called? It's like
people-
pre-PTSD
It's
sort of
basically
thing.
people are getting like super anxious about the future of the earth,
Yeah, and just
where it's
people are,
forming into PTSD.
Really?
people are getting like terrified the fact that like
We're
The
gonna
the
die.
Earth
we're
is
dying.
like dying.
Like,
Like
we're
there's
dead.
like
We're
pretty
dead in,
much
like,
no
20 years.
saving it anymore. And people are getting really fucked up just because the idea of that is like terrifying, which it is.
Well, yeah, like I read an article somewhere, no idea where, but I read it, and it said there was a couple scientists that said even if we stopped using all fossil fuels today,
No, it wouldn't be
it
enough.
wouldn't do shit. Like it would literally do. We fucked it up so bad that
There's no
there's
going back.
literally the wheel has been set in motion,
We have.
and the only thing we can do is we can prolong how long it will take
Yeah.
for it to fuck us up, so that we can maybe figure out a way to fix it.
Yeah.
So right now, all they're doing is they're trying to prolong our destruction. That's all it is.
How in the fuck are they gonna fix it?
They're not like
Science.
yeah.
Science
good luck.
rules.
Science.
I mean, even there
Bill
was that.
Nye.
I was gonna say there was
We
that
know
clip that like Bill Nye posted, and it's really cool, just because like you know we all grew up our generation watching Bill Nye and fucking grade 1
Science
and 2.
guy
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
all grew up watching Bill Nye and him like, you know, doing weird
teaching us.
yeah, doing weird science shit and whatever. And now the fact that he puts out this video, and it was like an Instagram clip or whatever.
I think it was one of those like Daily Show
Yeah.
bits.
Yeah, but it was really real. He was basically saying like the Earth is dying, and this isn't fucking. I'm not talking to 12-year-olds or fucking 7-year-olds anymore.
Yeah, I'm talking to like adults, man.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
we're
talking to
going
you
down.
guys now. Like we're fucked. This is real. Like, yo,
We're going down.
yeah, like chill your fucking beans there, guys. Like, shit. When
Thanks,
Bill Nye
Bill.
says it, it's real.
Yeah. Bill's the man.
It's a terrifying thought.
It is, and
But
like
there's nothing we can do.
There's no other planet that we know of that's close enough for us to go to. Like, yeah, they have all the ones that they found because of the new telescope they have that potentially we could go to, but it's like,
Nah, but aren't they going to Mars eventually? Like, isn't
what the
that
fuck
like?
are we gonna do on Mars? There's no atmosphere on Mars for us to breathe.
I swear they were saying before. About
Yeah, they
want to
go there just to fucking look at it and go, cool.
They just
Elon Musk wants us to nuke it so you could terraform it.
Oh.
But
That's-
like, we don't have time. We don't have
Excuse me.
time. We don't have time for any of that shit, man. That's why that song's sick. Is like you listen to it and you're like, yeah, we're all gonna die. All right,
yeah.
fucking metal.
Speaking of songs and people who are putting out good songs, our buddy just released a good song as of today, which not sure when this is going out, but as
Today,
of today,
July 14th.
Yeah, thanks. I was gonna say that, but
Cut
thanks
you
for
off.
cutting me off. Yeah, as of today, what was it called again?
Modern Man
Modern Man
by Michael Gannon.
by Michael Gannon. As of right now, I think it's only on SoundCloud. You can go check it out.
He also released Death to America a month ago?
Yeah, probably about
That one's
maybe
on.
a
That
few
one's
weeks.
on Spotify.
Yeah, definitely go check out some of his stuff. He's a good buddy
Yeah.
of ours, and he puts out some like really cool music.
Bangers.
Yeah, so highly recommend going and checking him out.
Yeah, check him out on Instagram at MYKALGANNON.
You got
Michael Gannon.
I feel like you're leaving like a telephone message or some shit.
Yeah, maybe.
it. Coming back.
903-641.
Shit.
Shit.
Well, anyway,
Fuck.
so we're speaking of the
Bye.
planet. Speaking of the planet, why don't we all save the ocean? Right? And I know how we're going to save the ocean. Let's start an Instagram account, have people donate, and then close the Instagram account and take all their money.
Man.
Oh my god.
Don't even get me started on this shit. I fucking have been going off about this. And this
I
is
know.
like this is a little bit older, okay? This is like from maybe like, I don't know, a month or two ago.
Couple months.
No, not even like a month or two ago. This whole fucking like I'd call it like a pandemic where there's been a flow of Instagram accounts, and I'm assuming they're only Instagram. I didn't see it on anywhere else, but there was just a huge flow of like Instagram and social media accounts where these people were just making new Instagram accounts, posting about saving the ocean or saving the fucking, I don't even know, like other shit too, like, I don't even, fuck, what was another one?
Well, like people saving oceans and like fucking say like
Yeah, and all that shit. It was pretty much just oceans, I guess.
yeah,
and
I get it. Yeah.
people were making these accounts and they would be making posts like, oh, share this post and we'll donate $1 per every share, or put this on your story and we'll clean 1 pound of garbage from the ocean. And it's like so many people are doing it, and the only reason it pisses me off so much, I'm not a fucking terrible human being, I promise you that. I agree that the oceans are fucked and we should clean them. But my thing is, these posts would get like 1 million followers in a day, and all people would do are share these posts. Now, I kept getting annoyed because all I was seeing are these, and I was like, these are bullshit, and people don't understand why. And I didn't want to get people pissed at me, so I did some research. All you have to do is click the fucking link in their bio to a website, and you see that the website would redirect you to buy merch. And nowhere on their page does it say, hey, buy a t-shirt, and for every dollar we'll donate, for every purchase we'll donate $5 or something, which is totally like, that's understandable. That's more believable than for every fucking share we'll donate $1 or clean 1 pound out of the ocean.
They just wanted people to see their website, because then the website starts bringing in traffic. People start buying shirts because in their mind they go, oh, maybe if I buy a shirt, they'll donate.
Yeah.
They'll donate shit. They just cash out. And then they close the accounts when people start to catch on.
That, and or they do other shit where these accounts would get, like, 250,000 followers in like 3 days. And you know what half of these accounts would do? They would convert the account from like an organization into like a fucking SoundCloud rapper account. And then they would just be like, yo, what's up? It's young boy Pete here with 250,000 followers now.
Not even that. Some of them, what they would do, because when you told me about it, I started looking into it. They would start multiple accounts, all linking to the same website.
Really?
Under different names.
Yeah.
And it's a scam, so they would just make money off it, man.
And I'm not saying all of them were a scam.
No.
There were some like legit ones.
There
maybe
were
to
some
begin
where
with.
you went to the website, and as soon as the website popped in, it said, please donate to help clean our oceans.
And it says, too, like, these are the charities we're donating to. We've already donated this.
Yeah.
They have pictures of, like, receipts or whatever that show that the donations have been transferred. And I would rant over my own personal social media. Just the fact that, like, nobody's doing research. Everybody's supporting this, and they don't know what the fuck they're supporting. They're just spreading.
Go.
And I get it. They're spreading awareness, and at the end of the day, too, it does. The posts that they do are still, hey, we need to save. We're gonna clean the ocean. Share and we'll donate or whatever, which was all total bullshit. And I would post on my Instagram and my social media like. If these accounts were legit, why don't they give you some sort of like receipt or some sort of proof that they're actually doing it? You'd see these accounts who are like,
they would say
for every share we're gonna clean 1 pound out of the ocean, but on their Instagram all they would have are pictures of shitty quality JPEG images of a fucking turtle and shitty text over top of it. But you'd think that if they were doing what they said they were doing,
they would be partnered with like a big organization that actually helps.
But you'd think that they would be proud of what they were doing and they would post pictures of it. God, if I was doing that shit, and if I was going and cleaning a pound out of the ocean for every share I got, I would for sure be posting pictures about it, because that's fucking like that's cool.
You want to reassure people that you're actually giving a shit. You're actually helping the environment.
Yeah.
Not this fucking garbage. That's the problem with a lot of the social media is you get this fucking propaganda where people just capitalize on a fucking moment and they profit off of it. And it's fucked up.
The fact is that social media has made so many people so lazy to do a tiny bit of research. We have fucking phones in our pockets. These things are little computers that you can literally search anything anytime you want.
Yeah.
And you're telling me all these people are sharing and reposting and liking and doing all this shit and following.
They're not looking up shit.
They're not doing any research. I've seen in like maybe a 1 month span, probably like 40 different accounts, at least 40 different accounts that were, designated to saving the oceans.
Half of them fucking linked to the same website.
Half of them linked to the same website.
And just buy a shirt.
in some cases, the website that you would go on, it takes you first of all to the merch page, the merch page, which is whatever. Okay, sure. But then as soon as you click a link, like a link on the website that says like, what we do, if you click that, it would redirect you to the merch as well. If you click home, it directs you to the merch. If you click news, directs you to the merch. Anything you clicked on the website directed you back to the merchandise so that you would buy shit and support them, even though they didn't do anything, And it's like, okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they did do something. But again, where the fuck is the proof? How do we know you did something?
We just have to assume.
And you'd think they'd be proud of it. That's the shit I don't understand.
I don't know, man. Some people just... some guys are just out to scam people.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. I don't know. That was bothering me for a little bit, and I finally had a piece of my own mind on my personal Instagram, not the band Instagram, but yeah.
And it's kind of sad. Because there are accounts that are trying to just raise awareness.
Yeah.
To the fact that we need to save marine life. You know what I mean?
And obviously they have a following as well.
The accounts are real when they're not saying like do this, this, and that, and then we'll donate this and that. If they're just saying spread the word of the account, save the ocean. That's different. because they're just trying to raise awareness that the oceans are dying. Because a lot of people don't know that there's a fucking island of plastic in the ocean that's bigger than PEI. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people don't know shit like that.
But that's the thing, too, that gets to me, too. It's like, why do you need your post shared? Why can't you just donate? If you get 5,000 shares, why can't you just donate $5,000 without asking that? Like, why are you trying to get the public, eye to be drooling over your shit when you could just do it and be like, hey, look what I did today. Feel good about myself. Donated $5,000 to the fucking... a legit organization that does that, instead of making an Instagram account that's like, oh, share it and then we'll do it. It's like, no, that's bullshit. You're not fucking doing it. You're just trying to get followers and likes and build an Instagram account for whatever fucking reason, because it's the new hype of the month, basically.
It's like Coney 2012 all over again.
Oh my god.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a big problem in social media, though. Like, a lot of people are talking about that. How easy it is to manipulate people into thinking that they're doing something good. Because these people that are reposting it aren't bad people.
No.
It's just that they're not given the time to put in, or the effort to put in the research. And it's not their fault. It's because they're being bombarded by all these other people. So they see it and they're like, oh, that's pretty cool. I love the ocean. I love marine life. I will repost it, sure. Because it takes nothing.
No, it takes a fucking one.
It literally
fucking
takes
click
2
of a button.
seconds. It's longer for them to go and research what this thing is. And then the problem is you get the people that are actually passionate about it getting tricked into it. Those are the ones that are getting scammed because they're buying the shirts because they're thinking, oh, maybe if I buy the shirt, they'll donate the money. No, you're getting fucked. You're getting a T-shirt if you get a fucking T-shirt.
You're supporting some dude in his mom's basement.
Just
Yeah,
making
much.
shirts
Yeah.
and making money because he's like, oh, I'm going to take advantage of people. That's all it is. It's a modern day scams, man.
I wanted to try it too, just to see if people would, like, if it was actually what it seemed to be. But I couldn't be fucked to do it. I was literally like, it's so bullshit. I don't even want to put time into it to make a fake account and promote some bullshit social media or some bullshit fucking cause. The cause isn't bullshit. It's just the fact that people are doing it. I wanted to do it and then just show people that, hey, if I can do it, can you now understand that there are so many fucking fake accounts that are doing it too? And I also told people too, I'm like, hey, if you're going to like this shit, how about you donate to this organization instead? And then take a fucking picture of that receipt or the transaction report or the email they'll send you saying thanks for donating.
You know what? We'll link a couple of actual organizations.
Yeah, if you want to donate, we'll link some real nonprofit organizations
that actually help the ocean.
That will actually help the ocean. Yeah, because that Instagram shit was fucked. And I don't know if it still goes on as much now, but that was like a huge thing a month or two ago. And if you know what we're talking about, you know what we're talking about. Anyways, it's been about 40 minutes. I think we'll end it there.
Yep.
Once more, let's give a shout out to our good friend Michael Gannon. Released a new tune, or a few new tunes.
A few new tunes, yeah.
Yeah.
Go check him out. If you like, he calls it post trap. So if you're into like trap, hip hop, he's sick. Go check him out.
Yeah, for
At
sure.
Michael Gannon, MyKalGanon.
Yeah. We'll also link some of that stuff when we post it on our social media and all that as well.
Don't forget, follow us on Twitter at Down the Void, Instagram at Down the Void, Facebook.com/Down the Void, YouTube /C-Down the Void, and downthevoid.com. Sign up for our mailing list, and you'll know when the next podcast comes out. Right when it fucking comes out.
Yeah, basically just Google Down the Void. And
Yeah,
you'll find all
pretty
of our
much.
shit.
You'll
I don't
find
know
all
what the
that
fuck
shit.
was going on
That
right there.
was incredible.
That
though.
was fucking great. Thank you.
I'm trying to plug us, man.
Just fucking
That was
Google.
professional as fuck.
Get
I will
your plugs
admit.
in, man. You gotta sell
Yeah,
it.
sure, whatever. Fucking Google us.
Down the Void.
Down
you know
the
what
Void.
to do.
Look at our Spotify. Go listen to a few tunes. We've been dropping everybody, but we haven't really said this either. I'll fucking toss this in quickly. We released an acoustic version of our song "Still Kickin'."
About a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Fucking go check that shit out, man.
Go check that out. And yeah, that song we're going to be recording not acoustically on our upcoming album that we're recording in August. So once again, thanks for tuning in and listening.
This is the VoidCast.
This is the VoidCast episode 2. And yeah, we'll catch you all on the flip.
Later.